Hello dear students, I am Abhijeet Gavas, your physics lecturer, and today we are going to start a new chapter, that is electric potential and capacitance. Now students, this chapter is also a part of electrostatics, which deals with the charges at rest. So in this chapter we are going to study the potential energy of the charges. You know that energy is what capacity to do work, and energy exists in two types. One is potential energy and one is the kinetic energy. And you know the difference between potential and kinetic energy. Energy at rest is always a potential energy. Energy possessed by a body in motion is always a kinetic energy. As you know that this chapter is a part of electrostatics. So electrostatic means what? Charges in state of rest. So we are going to deal, or we are going to only study the electric potential energy of the charges. Are you understanding? Now you know that mass, just like mass has potential energy in gravitational field, right? Mass has potential energy in the gravitational field. Similarly, charge will also have electrical potential energy. Electrical potential energy in which field? In electrostatic field. In electrostatic field. Okay. So basically we are going to study the electrical potential energy of the charge. So far we had studied what is electric field lines and all those things, but we did not focus on the energy. So this chapter is totally dedicated on the potential energy of the charge. Are you understanding? So let us not waste more lot of time. We'll straight away begin with the actual syllabus. Now students, what is electrical potential? See, whenever I say the word potential energy, what is potential energy? Energy possessed by a body in a state of rest, or energy, stored energy is the potential energy, or potential energy is also determined by the position of the object. Yes or no students? How potential energy is calculated? By mgh, right? So potential energy depends upon mass, acceleration due to gravity, as well as the height of the object. The height, or I would rather say the position of the object. So suppose this marker is placed at certain distance from this surface of the earth, right? So it has certain potential energy. It has m, gravity is obviously pulling it downwards, and it is having certain height from the earth's surface. But what if I raise the marker to certain height? So indirectly I am raising its potential energy, because potential energy depends upon the height, or else I would say it depends upon the position. So what is electrical potential energy? Electrical potential energy is nothing but the amount of work done by unit positive test charge from infinity to that point against the electric field. Let me write it. Okay, electric potential at a point in an electric field is the amount of work done by unit positive test charge from infinity to the point, to that point, I would write, to that point against the electric field, So it is very easy to understand. Electric potential is nothing but electric potential at a point in an electric field. I hope you remember what is electric field. It is the space around the charge in which another charge is going to experience electrostatic force of attraction or repulsion. So at a point in an electric field is defined as amount of work done. I hope you know what is work done. Work done is force into displacement, dot product of F dot S. Amount of work done by unit positive test charge from infinity to that point against the electric field. Students, please try to understand this definition. See here students, I'll erase this. So basically what is electric potential? It is amount of work done by unit positive test charge. Suppose for an example, I have one source charge Q. This Q is the source charge. I hope you know what is source charge. Source charge is responsible to generate the electric field around it. Now you know that this source charge will generate the space around it, and in that space, if another charge comes, that charge will experience electrostatic force of attraction or repulsion depending upon the nature of the charge. Now for an example, since it is a positive test charge, since it is positive source charge, the electric field lines will be radially outwards. Now let me consider point P, which is at a distance r from the source charge. See, students, now what if a test charge wants to encroach this electric field? What should be done by the source this test charge? Students, here now there is an imaginary space around this source charge, and suppose a test charge which has very small magnitude wants to enter this space. So it has to do certain work, right? Work is what? Force into displacement, right? So in order to enter this space, this test charge should do certain amount of work, right? So as a result, what will happen? See, electric field lines theoretically they are assumed to be spreaded over infinitely, okay? But its intensity decreases as the distance increases, right? Now students, suppose this test charge wants to encroach this space. What will happen? It has to do certain amount of work, right? So suppose that test charge comes at this point P. So once it encroaches this space, what will happen? This electric field will exert force on this test charge. As a result, this test charge will experience electrostatic force of repulsion, right? But this test charge has certain amount of magnitude, and that magnitude, or it has certain amount of energy, and that energy it will utilize in encroaching this space. Now students, here let us put that into definition. Amount of work done. Now suppose it has the potential of 10 volt. I'll tell you what is potential exactly. 10 volts, right? Now students, this test charge has to do certain amount of work to go from here to here. Are you understanding? That test charge can come from infinitely, but it has to do certain amount of work in order to encroach this place. So how you define electric potential is, it is denoted by V, and V is denoted by W by Q naught. So amount of work done by this test charge is known as electric potential. Are you understanding, student? So as it is approaching towards this test charge, it has to spend lot of energy. He can utilize his own energy, or I can give energy from external force, any external agent. I can give photoelectric effect, or I can do field emission, also I can do secondary field emission also, or thermionic emission. So in order to place this charge into this electric field, this charge should have certain potential. Once it has a potential, then only he can perform certain work. So electric potential is nothing but work done by this test charge. Are you understanding? See here students, it has a potential of 10 volts, and assume that this has the potential of 2 volts. Are you understanding? At every point the potential changes, changes. As you move away, the potential decreases, right? So at this point it might be 9 volt or 8 volt or 7 volt, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and 0. So it has the potential of 2 volt. For an example, it has the potential of 2 volt. So what amount of work it can do? It can only go up to this 2 point. It no longer can go ahead to this charge, because it has been exhausted with its potential. Are you understanding? So potential is nothing but what? Amount of work done by the test charge. Are you understanding, students? Basically what it has to do, it has to have certain amount of energy. When you have energy, that time only you can perform the work, right? Yes or no, students? Without having food, can you perform the work? No. And if you cannot perform the work, you do not have the potential. So electric potential is nothing but work done by the test charge from bringing it from infinity to that point P against the electric field, because electric field lines are radially outward, since it is the positive charge. Are you understanding? It is very simple to understand, okay? It's not complicated. So basically just try to understand that electric potential is nothing but work done by the test charge. So electric potential V is given by W by Q naught. So V is nothing but volts. Volt was the name of the scientist. Volts. V is nothing but volt. Okay, when you would say 1 volt, when 1 joule of work is done by 1 coulomb of test charge from infinity to that point against the electric field, I would say that I would get 1 volt. Okay, are you understanding, students? Again, electric potential is the scalar quantity. It is the scalar quantity. What is SI unit? Work done will be joules per coulomb. Okay, or else in technique, in SI unit also you can write it as volts. So remember, what is electric potential? It is amount of work done by unit positive test charge from bringing that point from infinity to that point against the electric field. It is denoted by V, and it is given by W by Q naught, work done by the test charge. Okay, when I would say 1 volt, when 1 joule of work is done by 1 coulomb of charge against the electric field, I would get 1 volt. Remember, electric potential is scalar quantity. Okay, students, then we have one small concept of potential difference. Potential difference. Now, whenever I say the word difference, what comes to your mind? Obviously the subtraction, right? Now, suppose I have a test charge plus Q, which is again generating the electric field lines around it, and electric field lines are pointed radially outwards. So suppose this is point P and this is the distance R. Suppose I have one test charge of 1 coulomb, magnitude of 1 coulomb at point A. So now this charge is trying to encroach that space. Are you understanding? But definitely it will experience electrostatic force of repulsion. So assume that this charge has come to point B. Correct? This total distance will be x from A to point O, origin. Now students, it has traveled certain distance from A to B, right? So A to B, let this be a distance dx, let this distance be dx. Are you understanding, student? So now assume that this charge is generating a potential of 10 volts. Are you understanding? And this has certain potential of maybe 6 volts. Okay, 6 volts. Now, when I say potential difference, what is right now difference between both of them? 10 minus 6 will be what? 4 volts. Yes or no, students? Now, students, just see here, as the test charge is approaching towards the source charge, its potential should increase, because as the potential will go on increasing as the distance become lesser and lesser, because V is inversely proportional to the R. We'll come to that derivation later. Okay. So what will happen? As a result, if it has a potential V here, so at this point the potential will increase from V plus dV. Are you understanding, students? So if it has a potential 6 volt at point A, so what will be a potential at point B? Whether it will be more than 6 or less than 6? More than 6 or less than 6? Tell me, students. It will be less than 6, because it has done some work, and in order to do the work it has lost certain energy. In what form? In potential form, right? So here 5 volts. So initially the potential difference was 4 volts. Now the potential difference became 5 volts. So again, if it approaches the space point C, so again its potential will decrease. Then the potential difference will be of 6 volts. So look carefully here. As the test charge is approaching towards this point, its potential is, the potential energy goes on increasing, because as a result the test charge has to do lot of work. Are you understanding? So potential difference is nothing but the amount of work. Potential difference at a point in an electric field is defined as the amount of work done by unit positive test charge from one point to the another point. From one point to the another point. You can also get the potential difference between these two. 6 and 5 will be what? 1 volt. 5 and 4 will be what? 1 volt. 4 and 10 will be what? 6 volt. So potential difference is nothing but the difference between potential at different points. As you go towards this source charge, the potential will increase. As you go away from the source charge, you are making your life easier in order to save you from. So students, now you can predict that the test charge which is far away from the source charge will be at lower potential in compared to the same test charge which is very close to the source charge will be at higher potential. So the difference between the higher potential and the lower potential will give me what? Electric potential. Are you understanding? Okay. Now we'll do one important derivation, that is expression for the potential at point due to a point charge. So we'll find a derivation, or we'll find one equation that will give me to calculate the potential. Now consider I have a source charge Q placed at point O. Assume that this point is O. Okay. Now we are interested to find electric field at this point P, which is at distance R. Students. Now consider, now electric field lines will be radially outward since it is the positive charge, and you know that its intensity goes on decreasing as we go away from the source charge. Now students, look here, if I have one test charge here which has a magnitude of 1 coulomb which is at point A. Now in order to check its potential, it has to do certain amount of work, right, against the direction of the electric field. As a result, what will happen? Let this charge undergo this total distance is x. From A to O, the total distance is x. Okay, this distance is x. Now this charge is doing certain amount of work. As a result, it will undergo certain displacement. So let it come to point B. So it has traveled so much of distance, that is dx. Okay, now you know that if here is the potential V, it has done certain amount of work, right? So obviously the potential will increase as it is going towards a higher potential. This is at lower potential, this is at higher potential, and as we go away the potential goes on increasing. So definitely here the potential will increase by V plus dV. Yes or no students? Clear? For this small displacement, this much small potential will increase. Okay, have you understood the consideration? Shall we start the derivation? Okay, just consider I have a source charge, okay, and we are interested to find electric potential at this point P. Let this distance be R and the total distance from the source charge to the test charge is x. Let this test charge do certain amount of work and it undergoes a displacement of dx. As a result, its potential increases because it is going in the region of higher potential. Okay, so we'll start the derivation. Now students, you know that electrical force or electrostatic force, electric force is given by F is equal to what? 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q naught divided by x square, right? Because I had considered the distance is x. Now again apply the Coulomb's electrostatic force there. Q and Q naught separated by distance x square, distance by x will give me what? Coulomb's electrostatic force. That is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q naught divided by x square. Now since Q naught has a magnitude of 1 coulomb, so shall I write it as into 1, and Q into 1 will be what? Again Q itself, right? So better I'll write directly as Q by x square. Yes students, are you understanding? The reason is the magnitude of the test charge is 1 coulomb. Okay, I'll write it properly. Now students, you know that the test charge has done certain amount of work in order to use its potential against the direction of the electric field. Now you know that work done, in first year you have studied work done. How do you calculate work done? Work done is dot product of force into displacement, F dot S cos theta. So how much did the it underwent displacement? Dx, a small displacement dx. Are you understanding? Now student, substitute the value of F into this equation. Are you understanding? Now this work done dx is for smaller displacement dx. Are you understanding? So the total work done will be W, but for this small displacement the work done will be what? Small work done. Are you understanding? So work done dW will be equals to F dot dx. So F is what? 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q x square into dx. Are you understanding student? Now that dx is the smaller displacement, but we know that we have to do work against the direction of electric field at point P, which is at farther distance. Are you understanding? So similarly dw, if I do those smaller works and if I undergo smaller displacement, I will get what? Total work done. So in order to get total work done, what will I do? I will integrate it. See, some of the students are unaware of the integration. Don't worry, okay? In mathematics, you are going to study integration in detail, okay? So even if you are not understanding few steps, never mind, okay? At the end of the calculus part in mathematics, that is differentiation and integration, you will easily understand this step. Okay, so what I am doing is right now understand how I am applying the integration. You know that the test charge has undergone displacement from A to B, but are they asking from A to B? No, they want potential at point P. So what will I do? That I will divide the work into smaller displacement. So smaller displacement will give me smaller works, and those all smaller works, if I add, what will I get? A total work done. So as a result, I am going to integrate this equation. Okay, integrating this equation. So from where to integrate? Here for integration again you have to use the limit. So that point is coming from infinity to the point r. Okay, some of the students might be unaware of this integration. Okay, it's not your fault also. Okay, once you study calculus part in mathematics you will easily understand, but right now you remember that this is the symbol of integration, and for integration we should always substitute limit. Not always, but sometimes, whenever demanded. Okay, so the point charge is coming from infinity to that point r, student. Now dw integration of dw will be what? W. Total work done will be W. Are you understanding? And you have to remember one more thing. Integration of constant should be always the same thing. You should never integrate the constant. So 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught will be constant. Pi 3.142 epsilon naught, permittivity of free space, and Q is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. So as a result, the entire thing is constant except this x. Yes or no, student? So take this outside, Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. Inside integration, what will be left? 1 by x square dx. 1 by x square dx, students. Now see here, W equals to Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. 4 pi epsilon naught infinity to the r. X square can be written as x to the power minus 2 dx. Are you understanding? I just shifted it to the numerator. Okay. Now I'll erase this. Now students, this is one standard formula in integration. It is in the formula of integration of x to the power n dx. Sorry, x to the power n dx. See students, in integration and differentiation totally there are I think 54 formulas, and out of those 54 formula, this is one of those formula. I am not sure whether 54 or 53, but there are at least more than 50 formulas, and out of those 54 this is one of the formula. Now this is in the form of x to the power n. Integration of x to the power n will be x n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. Okay, this is the integration formula. Now is it in the form of x to the power n? So what will be the equation? X n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. So substitute here, W equals to Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. 4 pi epsilon naught. See here, this is the integration. So what will be this? X n is what? Minus 2. Minus 2 plus 1 divided by n plus 1. N is 2. That is minus 2 plus 1. And put the limit here. Infinity to r. You have to put the limit here. Okay. Second thing, substitute the formula. Third thing, put the limits. Are you understanding, students? So I'll directly get here only. So x minus 2 will be x minus 2 plus 1 will be what? Minus 1. Correct? X minus 2 plus 1 will be minus 1. Student, you write it in the next step. Okay. Minus 2 plus 1 will be what? Again minus 1. Are you understanding, students? Now the third important thing is substitute the limit. Okay. Always you have to substitute the upper limit first, then lower limit. Upper limit minus lower limit. So W equals to Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. So instead of x here I am going to substitute what? See here, I can again further reduce it. 1 minus x infinity to the r. I can further reduce it. Okay. I can also write it as 1 upon x minus 1. So x to the minus 1 will be what? 1 by x, and this minus n. Okay. So W equals to Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. Now you substitute here 1. See here, upper limit is what? X, r, minus lower limit, which is infinity. Students, look carefully here. This equation I have reduced in the form of 1 by x. X minus 1 is what? 1 by x, and this minus n is what? Minus x. So upper limit is, instead of x I have substituted upper limit minus lower limit is what? This. In this you have to substitute. Okay. Now Q, W equals to, I'll erase this part now. Write in your notes step by step. Okay, students. So Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. I'll bring this minus sign here. Okay. So what will I get? 1 upon r minus 1 upon infinity is what? 0. So at the end what will I get? W equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by r. Or else if I ignore that minus sign, 1 upon, and if I look at the potential only, I'll get what minus sign indicates. Minus sign indicates that work is done against the direction of the electric field. It is nothing to do with the magnitude. Minus sign indicates what? Work is done against the direction of the electric field. So what I am getting, work done is what? 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r. Now always remember that work done is always stored as what? Change in the energy. In first year you have studied work energy theorem. Work energy theorem, what does it states? What does it states? Amount of work done is equal to change in its energy. Yes or no, students? This has the potential energy, right? If I give certain force, what will happen? Its potential energy will get converted into kinetic energy. So whenever you do perform any work on the object, you are directly or indirectly changing its energy. Maybe potential to kinetic or kinetic back to potential, or you may also enhance the potential energy. So always remember, work done is always stored as what? Potential energy. Already you have studied. So instead of writing W, I'll write U. U equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R. And this is the expression for the potential energy of a charged particle at point P. Are you understanding, students? So see here, U, what did I got? 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught 1 by R. What did I get for E? E equals to, students? Wait, I'll write it here. So are you understanding? Have you understood this derivation? See here, I can understand few students might have not followed the integration part. It's not your mistake too, but in mathematics you will be studying, okay, integration. It's very easy. So what did I get? U equals to, why I'm writing, instead of writing W, why I'm writing U? Because work done is always stored as what? Potential energy. And here U is my potential energy. That is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R. Are you understanding, students? What did I get? E equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 divided by R square. Yes or no, students? 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 divided by R square. Not Q, only Q. Q by R square. Yes or no, students? And what did I get? Force, electrostatic force, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 divided by R square. So these three equations you should forever remember. Okay, this is the basics of the electrostatics. Clear? Now one thing you observe keenly here, potential varies inversely to the distance. Again, electric field varies inversely square of the distance, and force also varies inversely square of the distance. So if I draw a graph showing R versus potential U, okay, potential U, then you will find that the graph, the potential decreases as the distance increases. Same graph if I draw for electric field also, electric field, what will I get? Again you will observe that the graph is drastically decreasing as the distance is increasing, because it is varying inversely proportional to the square of the distance, and it is varying only directly R. Here it is decreasing square time. So you should be able to get this. This is Vx and this is E. Okay, clear? Have you understood this? Okay.